Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to start drawing, and we actually do that by setting up our draw block. And so the first thing we do again is type in void, just like we did above, and draw. Open and close parentheses, open curlies, and close curlies. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and draw an ellipse. Okay, we're going to draw an ellipse. An ellipse takes 4 arguments. Okay, the first one is its position along the x-axis in the window. Okay, and the second one is along the y. Okay. So the first 2 parameters here are the position along your x-axis here and along your y. Okay, it's like a grid, and 0, 0 is actually up here in the corner. So what we're saying is go 300 pixels over, 300 pixels down, draw a circle. And how big is that circle going to be? That's the next 2 arguments within our parentheses. So I want it to be 50 pixels by 50 pixels. Okay, and close parentheses, semicolon. Okay, let's go ahead and run this sketch. And there we have it. And this is pretty much like saying hello world with processing. Okay, we have drawn 300 pixels over, 300 pixels down, a 50 by 50 pixel ellipse. Okay. What if instead of actually having the ellipse just still at 300 pixels in and 300 pixels down, we actually have some interaction? And we're inside draw, and so we might as well take advantage of that, because really we could actually put this up here in setup, and because it's not moving, it's just there. We want an animation though, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the ellipse that I want its position to be wherever my mouse cursor is, and so I do that by typing mouse capital X for the X position of my mouse cursor, and mouse capital Y. Okay, so let's go ahead and run the sketch. Okay, and so wherever my mouse is, an ellipse is drawn. And notice that it's drawing another ellipse on top of the one before it, over and over and over again. Every single time an ellipse is drawn, what's happening is this block of code here is being executed over and over and over again. And where is it putting it? It's putting it wherever my mouse cursor is, and it's still 50 by 50 pixels. Okay, the reason why it's drawing them over and over again like that is because we're only drawing our background once, okay, up in setup, not in draw. So everything stays the same. The only thing that's happening is every time this loop goes, another ellipse is drawn, then another, and we get this effect. Okay, so what if we don't want that? What if we just want this one circle to follow us around? Okay. It's still going to draw frame by frame over and over in the loop an ellipse for us. However, if we comment out background up here, just double slash to comment that out, and down here we actually add background within the draw. Same exact thing, background with a black color, okay? And then we run the sketch. Okay, and as you can see, my ellipse is now just following my cursor. It seems like we've only drawn one ellipse, but we're actually drawing the same amount of ellipses, right? Every single time the loop is run, wherever your mouse X and mouse Y position is, wherever your cursor is on the display window, an ellipse is drawn. However, every single time, it's also redrawing that background, so we're kind of just refreshing everything over and over again. Okay? All right. So, that's actually a pretty important concept within processing right there, how this background is drawn and the different effect, whether it's in setup or in draw, and what's happening. So yeah, just take note of that. Okay, let's see what else we can do now. We have our basic sketch, 606 by 600 pixel window, and now we have this animation that can follow around. But I'd like to do some more with this, and so by just adding a few more lines of code, we can take this a bit further and maybe try and come up with something that's a little more artistic.